Welcome to Vishnu IAS. My name is Vijay Kumar, Faculty of Geography and Environment. Clear? So in the last lecture we had some demo issues, like we had discussed about how the syllabus have to be done, how the syllabus has to be compensated and all. In this particular lecture we are going to discuss about the basics of geography. Don't think that basics meant by solar system and all. Directly we will jump into what is latitude, what is longitude, and what is the significant aspect which we can act upon with. Clear? So in this particular lecture we will directly start up with this. Hello everyone, a very good evening to one and all. So directly we will jump into the lecture. So in this particular lecture we are going to discuss about latitudes and longitudes. What is meant by latitude, what is meant by longitude, these things we are going to discuss. So these things you know, but those things which you have to focus upon, you might be skipping those aspects, so I'll make you to focus upon those particular lines. Clear? So in this particular lecture series we will be discussing about latitudes, important latitudes which are present, and we will also try to mark some important countries through which important latitudes would be passing. Then we will be seeing about latitudinal heat zones. However, this is not necessary now. We'll be discussing that in climatology again. So apart from that we will be discussing about longitude or prime meridian, and we will be discussing about longitude and time, how the time would be calculated. And apart from that we will be discussing about standard time zone and time zones across the earth's surface. Then we will discuss about Indian standard time. Then we will move into international dateline. So these are the aspects which we are going to discuss as of now. So everyone, welcome to the session. So first, latitudes which are present. What are latitudes? So generally, why there is a necessity to read about latitude and longitude? For example, if you want to determine any place, you can determine it by using the latitude and longitude. So for example, if you want to locate Delhi, so the interception of that particular latitude and longitude will be giving the exact position of Delhi. For example, New Delhi is located on 28 degree north latitude and 77 degree east longitude. So this is the interception which is present. In such a way, any place on the earth surface, if you want to mark, if you want to locate, then it is the interception of this particular latitude and longitude through which we can locate the exact place. For example, if you just search any place in a Google, so what does it show? It will be resembling the exact latitudinal and longitudinal position. So to determine the exact location of that particular region, it is necessary that we have to understand the concept of latitudes and longitudes. It is very, very important. Please try to remember them. So latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines which are used to determine the location of place on the earth surface. Apart from this, if you see, many people they have a doubt, what is the shape of the earth? So some people think that it is a football shape, some people think that it is a rugby ball shape, spherical shape, circular shape, but no shape is exactly mentioned with the earth's shape. Clear? There is no exact shape which is present. The exact shape which would be determining the earth is its own shape, and the own shape which earth surface has, that is considered as shape of geoid. So do remember, the shape is determined by the geoidal shape structure. So anywhere wherever you would be mentioning about geoid, wherever you would be mentioning about the shape of the earth, don't write it as circular, spherical or any other term. Use the term called as geoid. Clear? Yes, absolutely. Geoidal shape, yes, absolutely it is true. And if you see the definition of a latitude, I'll give you a simple definition. Latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines on the earth's surface. Very layman definition. Latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines on the earth's surface whereby these particular latitudes which are present, they would be drawn as an angular distance from the center portion of the earth. For example, these are the latitudes, right? So here we have latitudes, just 1 minute. Here we have latitudes. Clear? So these latitudes, any latitude if you take, these latitudes would be making an angular distance from the center portion of the earth. Let it be equator, let it be Tropic of Cancer, let it be Arctic Circle, or let it be the North Pole. It would be making the angular distance from the central portion of the earth. So as these latitudes, every latitude is drawn from the central portion of the earth. As this latitude is drawn from central portion of the earth, these latitudes are also considered as concentric circles. Do anyone know what is a concentric circle? Those circles which would be having the same centers associated with it, they would be called up with as concentric circles. Do remember this point. These particular latitudes, they are imaginary horizontal lines. Along with that, they are considered as concentric circles circulating the earth's surface, which have the same center, from the central portion of the earth. Different degree latitudes have been created, and we have created some latitudinal parallels. In that way, we have created some latitudinal parallels. Do remember this particular point. Done. So latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines on the earth's surface, which are also concentric circles, which make their angular distance from the center portion of the earth. As these concentric circles, why they are called as concentric circles? Because every concentric circle, let it be 23 end of degree north, let it be 23 end of degree south, let it be equator, let it be Tropic of Cancer, let it be Arctic Circle, let it be Antarctic Circle, every circle, they will be having the same center associated with it. That's why they are considered as concentric circles. It is very, very important to be noted. And in such a way, we have certain important latitudes, clear, which have to be determined. So some important parallels of latitudes if you want to determine. So one such kind of latitude which divides the earth into two hemispheres, northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere. Those latitudes are considered as, clear, that is called as equator, the 0 degree latitude which is present, which divides the earth into two different halves, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, that is considered as equator. So equator divides the earth surface into two different hemispheres. Clear? So apart from that, like we have 0 degree equator, 23 end of degree Tropic of Cancer, 23 end of degree south Tropic of Capricorn, 66 end of degree north Arctic Circle, 66 end of degree south Antarctic Circle. In this way, we have certain important latitudes. Are you getting this point? So why this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn has been drawn only at 23 end of degree? That question you would be learning in the latitudinal heat zones of the earth. Why? Because within those particular zones itself, the sun rays would be falling perpendicular. So if you see sun rays which are falling on the earth's surface, those sun rays would be falling perpendicularly within 23 end of degree north and south. It means within this particular zones, we would be having the sun rays falling perpendicular. Beyond this 23 end of degree north or south, sun rays doesn't fall perpendicularly. The reason behind it is earth is located at the earth which is present, that is tilted on its own axis by 23 end of degree angle. That is the reason why between the 23 degree north and south, the sun rays would be falling perpendicular. This term again I will be using in the latitudinal heat zones on the earth's surface. Please hold on for that particular minute. Is this clear? So now, what is the work which we have to do? From where the questions generally tend to come? Open your atlas. Open the world political map. Open the world political map. Open the world political map, everyone. And see from where equator is passing. So there are some minute countries also from where equator is passing. Equator passes through South America, Africa, and equator passes through Asia. See the countries from where equator is passing. I am not going to say. I'll reveal the answers later on. Please try to see that. Open your atlas, open world political map, and try to see from where equator is passing. From where equator is passing. From South America, see the countries. Please, I need the answers very quick. Northern Brazil, yes, you can think it as Brazil. Apart from that, see, try to maintain a sequence of equatorial countries. It passes through Ecuador, Colombia, and Brazil. In South America, it passes through Ecuador, Colombia, and Brazil. Equator passes through 3 different countries of South America, that is Ecuador, Colombia, and Brazil. Done. Next, see in Africa. Yes, see in Africa. It passes through Gabon, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya. Yes, Sao Tome and Principe. So it is not visible in the atlas. Once you go deeper into the Africa, then only you can see Sao Tome and Principe, which is a country, which is a nation in Africa, which you can mark it upon with. Yes, Somalia, absolutely correct. So remember it in a sequence. Gabon, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Sao Tome and Principe, and Somalia. Yes, absolutely. And in Asia, it passes through Maldives. Yes, absolutely true. Maldives, Indonesia. Maldives, Indonesia, and Kiribati Island. Maldives, Indonesia, and Kiribati Island. So in the Oceania region, we have this Kiribati as a nation. It passes through it. So UPSC focuses on this. UPSC asks the question directly, from which of the following countries equator passes? So it might appear silly question as of now, but once they ask in the paper that question and the options and the coding of the tag which they would be giving up, that would be absolutely in that way that it confuses the aspirant to mark the right option over there. Done. So it also passes to Maldives also. Please try to remember this. Now see the countries through which Tropic of Cancer is passing. Tropic of Cancer is passing. Yes, it is Sao Tome, which is not visible in the atlas. Vedaji, it is Sao Tome and Principe. Sao Tome and Principe. Is it clear? Sao Tome, SAO space TOME and Principe. Rest it is visible. Now see the nations through which Tropic of Cancer passes. It is Mexico. It is Mexico. And is it passing through? Yes, Shivakartik ji, you are right, but I need the sequential order. UPSC doesn't want an unsequential countries. They might ask you this particular question also. From the following countries from where Tropic of Cancer passes, arrange them from east to west, then we are out of the race. It doesn't pass through Cuba, it rather passes through Bahamas group of island. It passes through Bahamas group of island. and it passes through Mali, Mauritania, Western Sahara also, Algeria, Niger, Egypt. Are you able to see this? Yes, Western Sahara is also there. Libya, yes, absolutely true. Niger, yes, absolutely perfect. See, Shivakarthik, you know that India hasn't come until now. We have hold on Africa itself. So after Egypt, it would be Saudi Arabia, then United Arab Emirates, Oman. So slightly it passes. You can see, yes, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, United Arab Emirates, Oman. And then it comes to India. And this everyone knows. But if I start asking question now, then most of you would be in that state where you don't know. From how many states of India does this pass? Tropic of Cancer, from how many states does it pass? Yes, absolutely, figure is right, 8, but UPSC is not going to ask this question, number of states through which Tropic of Cancer passes. I need the states in a sequential order. Everyone, I need the states in a sequential order, everyone. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, India, Bangladesh, China, Myanmar, and add Taiwan to it. Pritisha ji, add Taiwan to it also, Taiwan. Taiwan is also one nation. China wants its control on Taiwan because it wants to capture and have a defense technology in and around Taiwan so that it can have the full control on South China. See, from India, what are the 8 different states? Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, yes, absolutely true. Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, yes, come on. Jharkhand, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Tripura, Mizoram, West Bengal, Rajasthan. Please, Pritisha ji, follow and maintain an order. Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. These are the states through which the Tropic of Cancer passes through India. Again, I am repeating my statements, please. It passes through Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. And largely it passes through Madhya Pradesh. Shortly it passes through Rajasthan. So it is appearing a silly fact, but the same silly fact in 2020 paper, they have asked a question, consider the following statements related with the Desert National Park. And in the statemental order of question, they have asked a question like, the Desert National Park is extended in 2 districts of Rajasthan, and no fool is going to read that. But UPSC is focusing upon certain facts. So such kind of facts are also very, very important from prelims perspective. So everyone is clear with this Tropic of Cancer countries. Please maintain an order. Do remember an order, because everyone will be reading from which countries Tropic of Cancer is passing, but they will be asking this question that Tropic of Cancer passes through the following countries. Arrange the following countries from west to east or east to west, then we are out of race. So if you want to be in race, maintain an order. Clear? Next. Is this clear until now for everyone? Chalo. Now see the countries from where Tropic of Capricorn is passing. Fast. This is very easy. This is very easy. I need the answers very quickly. Everyone, please keep Atlas in front of you. Without Atlas, geography is meaningless. If you have a greater grip on Atlas, then absolutely 100% you will be cracking every question of geography. Yes, Tropic of Capricorn is very easy. 4 countries from South America. What are they? 4 countries from South America. Chile, Argentina. I need an order. Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. Oh ho. Is it passing through Uruguay or Paraguay? Uruguay or Paraguay? Isn't it passing through Brazil? No one is caring about Brazil. Only Sirisha ma'am. Brazil, yes, absolutely. Paraguay, no Uruguay. Please do remember. It is not passing through Uruguay. It is passing through Chile, Argentina, Paraguay and Brazil. So Brazil has the passing of equator plus Tropic of Capricorn. It is the only nation. And the only continent which has the passing of 3 important latitudes, that is Africa. It has passage of Tropic of Cancer, it has passage of equator, it has passage of Capricorn. Yes. Chile, Argentina, Paraguay and Brazil. Absolutely, it is very true. Now see in Africa. See in Africa, 4 nations from Africa. What are they? 4 nations. Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Sir, please don't eliminate Madagascar from Africa. No Mozambique, only Madagascar. Clear? No Mozambique, only Madagascar. Are you getting this point? Yes, absolutely. 4 nations are passing through it. Chalo. Next. Now, this one no one will be caring, but this is important. No one will be caring it, but this is important, and you will be confused now. See the countries from where Arctic Circle is passing. 66 and of degree north. Yes, Australia also. In Tropic of Capricorn it is Australia, and everyone knows it. In Australia only 3 things are important. One is desert, one is kangaroo, and next is Tropic of Capricorn which passes. And Australia's geography is done. See the countries from where Arctic Circle is passing. And many people in 2016 Combined Defence Service examination, they have asked this question and they have made a trap for the student, and every student has fallen in that particular trap, and now you will also fall. See the countries from which Arctic Circle passes. Canada, yes, absolutely true, Canada. USA, how come USA? Explain, elaborate. Alaska, Canada, Greenland, yes, absolutely true. Further, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia, yes. Alaska is the 50th state of USA, and it passes through Alaska. Arctic Circle is passing through Alaska. And in 2016 CDS paper, they have given the countries like Arctic Circle passes through which of the following countries. They have given Canada, they have given Norway, they have given Finland, they have given Greenland, and they have given USA. And what people have did is, apart from USA, every nation has Arctic Circle passing through it. So they have left out the USA option over there. So when they have left out the USA option over there, the option also includes USA, because USA's 50th state which is present, that is Alaska, that is present near to the Arctic Circle region. Alaska is the part of USA. Please try to remember this. Don't forget this. Chalo, shall we move further? And no need to, I don't think so that we have to see the countries from where Antarctic Circle is passing. Is it necessary for us? Is it necessary? No, absolutely. No, nothing passes through Antarctic Circle. So do you remember them? This is the best possible way through which you have to remember these particular points. Clear? So latitudes are nothing but, latitudes refers to imaginary horizontal lines or circles which are concentric circles having the central portion, having the angular distance from the center portion of the earth which is created. Now we will see the latitudinal heat zones of the earth's surface. Generally, if you see the sun rays whenever which are present between this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, between this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, clear, between this Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, sunlight strike mostly directly. Mostly it would be falling directly. Post Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, sunlight doesn't fall directly. Rather, sunlight moves in a parallel way or in a slant way. That's the reason why within the tropics, as the sun rays are falling at the exact point, every point between the tropics would be experiencing sunlight perpendicularly at least once in a year, and maximum equator would be experiencing the direct sun rays. That's why near to the equatorial region we experience maximum temperatures, maximum evaporations and maximum precipitations. However, that we will be dealing in climatology, but for your outline understanding that why only 23 end of degree is considered as Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer, reason is this. Hence, as the most of the sun rays generally would be falling over here, the zone between the tropics is called as torrid zone, And the zone between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, it is called as temperate zone. And the zone which is present between Arctic Circle and North Pole, or Antarctic Circle and North Pole, it is called as frigid zone. As of now, just remember this, between the tropics, torrid zone or tropical zone. Within the tropic and within the, so like under Arctic Circle, temperate zone, then it is frigid zone. Just remember this, keep it off. Again, however, we will be discussing within the climatology, and you know, like every part which is present between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, every latitude present between it, at least once in a year, it will be experiencing the high sun or the sun rays falling perpendicularly on it. So it is very, very important. Please try to remember them. And the zone which is present between the tropics and Arctic circles, they are temperate zones. And Arctic circle and polar, frigid zones, or they are considered as polar zones or tundra zones. Tropical regions, why they are tropics, why they are called as tropics is as they receive maximum insolation, maximum sun rays, they have high amount of temperatures, heat excess zones. They are considered as heat excess zones. And those which are present beyond the tropics, that is temperate region and frigid region, they are considered as heat deficit zones. So generally what happens is, from the heat excess zones towards the heat deficit zones, heat would be transferred through different mediums of atmospheric circulations. So I am not going deeper into it as of now, because there is a separate section of climatology. There we would be discussing about those particular climatic events. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes, Vedaji, it only slight touches, but in the map constraints, it doesn't pass. It doesn't pass, Vedaji. Clear? Is it clear until now? So shall we start up with what is a longitude? What is a longitude? So in latitudes, what are the points which you would be remembering? Latitude is an imaginary horizontal line on the earth's surface, which is a concentric circle having the angular distance from the central portion of the earth. And they have the same center. That's the reason why they are called as concentric circles. And one more notable point which you have to make in latitudes is, latitudes are parallel to each other. Latitudes which are present, they are parallel to each other. Do remember this particular point. And distance between the latitudes anywhere across the globe is same, that is 111 kilometer. Difference or distance between 1 degree latitude, it is 111 kilometer. Do remember this particular point, it is very, very important. Distance between two latitudes is averagely calculating, it is 111. Near to the equator it may be 111, near to the polar it might be 111.16, but not necessary. Don't remember the exact figure, remember the average figure, that is 111 kilometer. And apart from that, in latitudes, what you would be discussing, what you would be remembering, the most important latitudes: equator, Cancer, Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, North Pole, South Pole. And out of which you have to remember the countries which are passing through equator, Cancer, Capricorn and Arctic Circle. High chances are there. Questions would be coming from these particular locations. Done. Now, we will start up with what is longitude. Longitudes are imaginary lines, same imaginary lines, but they are vertical imaginary lines. Longitudes are vertical imaginary lines which are present. So here you can see in the image the vertical imaginary lines which are present, they are called as longitudes. Do remember this particular point. And without longitudes, without the intersection of the longitude and latitude, we can't exactly fix a position or make a note of position anywhere. Just by latitudes you can't locate any place very exactly. So that's why longitudes are very, very important. And in the initial phases, what they have did is, first they have drawn a single longitude. So first they have drawn an initial longitude called as 0 degree longitude. 0 degree longitude is considered as prime meridian. And this prime meridian is also called as Greenwich meridian. The prime meridian, it is also called as Greenwich meridian. Why? What is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? Why it is called as Greenwich meridian is, this prime meridian passes through Greenwich in London. And now question rises, why only from London? Any longitude if you take, that would be acting as a central longitude, but why only from London is, post the industrial revolutions, post the educational revolutions, many geographers who came to work on latitudes and longitudes, most of the geographers, they came from England. So obviously when they would be coming from England, they would be making the reference line to pass through this particular England. So that's why that has passed through England, that too from Greenwich in London. That's why this prime meridian is also considered as Greenwich meridian. Okay, first prime meridian they have drawn this particular prime meridian, and as they have passed this particular prime meridian, what they have did is, they have drawn the rest of the longitudes. So when they have drawn the rest of the longitudes, they have drawn in such way that they have created the angular distance from the prime meridian. The rest of the longitudes which have been drawn, they have created the rest of the longitude in such a way that the prime meridian, from taking the base of the prime meridian, the rest of the longitudes have been drawn. You can read this statement: longitude is an angular distance measured in degrees along the equator, east or west of the prime meridian. It means some longitudes they have drawn to the east of prime meridian, and some longitudes they have drawn to the west of prime meridian. Like let's say 180 longitudes towards the east of prime meridian, 180 longitudes to the west of prime meridian, totally calculating 360 longitudes which we have. The baseline at the front face is 0 degree meridian. To the back of this we have 180 degree longitude, and 0 degree longitude, 180 degree longitude are not similar, are not same. They are not similar and they are not same. Got this point? 180 degree longitude has a different story associated with it. The time Royal Observatory was playing main role. Yes, absolutely, you are true, Veda. We are not advanced stage and slow learners. You are going too fast. Okay, I'll be a bit slow, Mr. Abhilash. Do you have any doubts in latitudes? See, these latitudes and longitudes are all the base of geography, right? So already pre-assuming a candidate who is preparing for civil services, they have to have knowledge on what is Arctic Circle, what is Antarctic Circle. That's it. So total 360 including 0 and 180. Yes, absolutely. 0 and 180 including 360. Abhilash, if the pace again increases, please let me know. I'll just calm down the pace. Right. Any doubts from latitudes, Mr. Abhilash? Chalo. 180 degree east, 180 degree west are the same, right? Yes, absolutely, Aditya ji. 180 degree east and 180 degree west are absolutely same. So the corner point, see, 0 degree longitude, it has 180 degrees. It has 180 degrees. So longitudes moving, they meet at 180 degree longitude. So 179 degree east and west are different, but for 180 it is common. But 180 it is common. Clear? So what is longitude? How we would be defining longitude? Longitude is defined as an angular distance measured near the equator east or west, calculating from the prime meridian. First what has happened is they have drawn a prime meridian. From the prime meridian what have they did is they have took the angular distances. They have took the angular distances and they have drawn different longitudes east or west of that particular prime meridian. In such a way we have such kind of different longitudes. Now open your atlas and see from which nations prime meridian passes. First check out in Europe. From which nations prime meridian passes? Please check out. UK, France, Spain, absolutely true, Shiva Karthik. Fantastic. Prime meridian passes through London, absolutely. Absolutely. Greenwich is present in London. From which countries does this particular prime meridian passes? UK, France, Spain, and from Africa, check it out. Algeria, Mali, yes, absolutely good, Sirisha ji. Algeria, Mali, then Burkina Faso, Algeria, Mali, and then Burkina Faso. Yes, Ghana, absolutely true. Then you will also find a nation called as Togo. No one will read this and UPSC asks these questions. Burkina Faso, Togo, and Ghana. Yes, absolutely true. Algeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Togo. And then from Antarctica. It passes through Antarctica. It passes through Antarctica. Is this clear? Everyone clear with this? Yes, it is touching and it enters. Prime meridian passes through Togo. Perfect. It enters through it. Now, if you see these particular longitudes which are present, they are not parallel to each other. How the latitudes were parallel to each other, longitudes are not parallel to each other. These longitudes making an angular distance at the equator from the prime meridian east or west of prime meridian, their maximum distance between two longitudes would be highest at the equator, and the distance between the longitude tends to shrink. Distance between the longitudes tends to shrink while they move towards the polar region. For example, these are two longitudes. When they move towards the polar regions, what happens is the distance between two longitudes tends to decrease when we move towards that particular polar regions. This is one important point which you have to remember. Done. If you see, this is one particular image which might be shady. So this is the prime meridian which passes through London. Post that you have the different longitudes which are drawn. Clear? Now, the most important point which you have to remember is this particular prime meridian which is present. They have all the longitudes from which other meridians radiate eastward and westward up to 180 degree, and while they radiate towards 180 degree, they would be meeting. See, from prime meridian we are having the movement towards 180 degree and they are moving west or east and they meet at 180 degree. Apart from that, if you see this particular prime meridian line which is present, that is also called as time zone line. Clear? It is also considered as time zone line. The entire world time would be determined upon this particular Greenwich meridian time. India's time is ahead of 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich meridian time. Pakistan time is ahead of 5 hours from the Greenwich meridian time. Bangladesh time is ahead of 6 hours from the Greenwich meridian time. Myanmar is ahead of plus 6.5 degrees from the Greenwich meridian time. So every time the world time which we would be calculating, that would be calculated on the basis of Greenwich meridian time itself. Now we shall understand how actually the time is calculated. How actually the time is calculated. Now, what is the time taken by the earth for its one rotation? What is the time taken by the earth for its one rotation? 24 hour approximately, yes, 24 hour. So it means if earth is rotating once, what is the angle of degree earth is rotating? What is the angle of degree earth is rotating? 360. So for rotating 360 degree, earth is taking 24 hour. It means per every 1 hour, earth is rotating 50 degree. Would you accept this? Per every 1 hour, earth is rotating, per every 1 hour, earth is rotating 15 degree. It means for every 60 minutes, earth is rotating 15 degree. For every 60 minutes, earth is rotating 50 degree. It means for every 1 degree rotation of earth, we should have 4 minutes of time. For every 1 degree rotation of earth, we should have 4 minutes of time. It means earth which is rotating from west to east. So for 1 degree rotation of earth, earth is taking 4 minutes of time. So with this particular logic, we can calculate the time at different longitudes. We can calculate the time at different longitudes. For example, let's say the time at prime meridian 0 degree longitude is 10 a.m. Then if they have asked the question that what is the time at 30 degree east longitude. So first we have to calculate the degree difference. What is the degree difference between 0 and 30? First, any time whenever we calculate the time, we have to note the degree difference. Between 0 and 30 degree east, what is the degree difference? 30. So for 1 degree, what is the minute which we would be calculating? For every 1 degree, what is the minutes which we would be calculating? 4. 30 into 4, 120 minute. So the difference between 0 degree longitude and 30 degree east longitude is 120 minute. That is, there is a difference of 2 hours. So for example, the time at 0 degree is 10 a.m. What is the time at 30 degree east? So if the time at 0 degree is 10 a.m., what is the time at 30 degree east? 10 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 10 plus 2, it would be 12 noon at 30 degree east. Are you getting this point? It would be 12 noon at 30 degree east. Why we have to add the time? Why can't we subtract 2 hours? Why there is necessity to add the time? Why can't we subtract 2 hours? Yes, because it is ahead of 0 degree, obviously we will add the time. If I asked the question, what is the time at 30 degree west? As 30 degree west is behind the 0 degree, then absolutely we might have subtracted. If the same problem if I have given, if the time at 10 degree, if the time at 0 degree is 10 a.m., what is the time at 30 degree west? The answer would be 10 a.m. minus 2 hours, it would be 8 a.m. Yes, are you getting this point? Everyone clear with this? Yes, absolutely we have to add the time when it is ahead. When it is behind, when the given point is behind, you have to subtract the time. So solve one more problem. If the time at 45 degree west, if the time at 45 degree west is 6 p.m, what is the time at Greenwich meridian? What is the time at Greenwich meridian? If the time at 45 degree west is 6 p.m, what is the time at Greenwich meridian? 3 p.m., 12, 9, and only 6 has left out. Anyone comment please? 6. Try to think it. What is the degree difference? 45. 45 into 4, 180. 180 divided by 60, 3 hours. So now either we have to add the time or subtract the time. What we are going to do? I have given the point at 45 degree west and I am asking the time at 0 degree. What you are going to do? So the exact answer is 9 p.m. at Greenwich Meridian time. Yes, absolutely, we would be adding it, and the time is 9 p.m. The time is 9 p.m. Everyone has got this answer, 9 p.m. Did everyone have got this 9 p.m. as answer? People who did not understood, please let me know. Please let me know. I'll explain it. Please let me know. Yes, absolutely. People who got 9 p.m. absolutely you are in right stage. Yes, absolutely, it's true. Got it. Everyone got it. 45 into 4. 0 and 45 has 45 degree difference. 45 into 4, 180. 180 minutes difference is equals to 3 hours. And as 0 degree is ahead of 45 degree west, we will add the time. 6 p.m. plus 3, 9 p.m. Chalo, write one more question. If the time at 37 degree east, is 10:30 a.m. If the time at 37 degree east is 10:30 a.m. What is the time at 24 degree west? If the time at 37 degree east is 10:30 a.m. What is the time at 24 degree west? Now a bit confused, right? And UPSC does it. And how many wrong answers you are getting now with your calculations and logic? All the options would be present in UPSC paper. See, in UPSC, yes, 9:29. I have given the time as 10:30, right? 10:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. at 37 degree east and at 24 degree west, what is the time? 9:29. Your option will be there in UPSC paper, man, Sai Kumar. Because UPSC, it will create a trap for itself. It will solve the question in 4 logical ways, and out of 4 logical ways, 1 you will be getting right answer, 3 you would be getting wrong answers. These 3 logical answers which you have got as wrong answers, that will be present in the option in the paper of UPSC. They will trap you. They are a psychopath. UPSC is a psychopath. They will trap you. 9:38 would also be present, man. Chandrasekhar. 6:29, Avinash, your answer also would be present. And the right answer would be 6:26 a.m. 6:26 a.m. Right answer is 6:26 a.m. See, very simple, man. 37 degree east I have given, and I have given 24 degree west. So the degree difference would be 61. 61 into 4, 244 minute. 244 minute is 6 hour 4 minute. So, sorry, 4 hour 4 minute. And when you eliminate 4 hour, when you subtract 4 hour 4 minute, 10:30 minus 4, 6:30 minus 4, 6:26. 6:26 a.m. Good morning is the answer, and no one has said either good morning or good evening or good afternoon. 6:26 a.m. is the perfect option. People who have got this option, and many people, they did not comment 9:29 a.m. or p.m. thinking that they are somewhere in that zone, like they will be clicking the answer with a.m. or p.m. but it's a biggest blunder. 6:26 a.m. is the answer for you. Then 6:26 a.m. is the answer. How many of you got it? Is this calculation understood? 37 degree east I have given. 24 degree west I have asked. Degree difference is 61 degree. 61 into 4, 244 minute. 244 minute gives 4 hour 4 minute. First 10:30 minus 4, 6:30. 6:30 minus 4 minutes, 6:26 a.m. So your answer would be 6:26 a.m. Everyone got this answer as 6:26, and UPSC wantedly traps you in this. And how many wrong answers are there? They also would be present in the option. Last time, I'll share you one particular logic here. So moving further, you will be reading environment, and in environment you will be reading about a swamp deer. And Manas National Park is known for swamp deer. In 2020 UPSC paper, he wantedly clicked it. See, swamp deer, it is not necessary that it has to be present in Manas National Park. It might be present wherever it wants, wherever habitat it's suited. In swamp deer, we have spotted deer, we have like Chausinga, that is one four-horned antelope, we have Barasinga. So in this way we might have many kind of swamp deers. So what he has given is, he has associated that Barasinga, and he has said that Barasinga, which is a swamp deer, which is a hard rock species which moves on the hard rock surfaces, is present in which of the following national park? And the first option he has given as Manas National Park. And all the brilliant aspirants who have written the examination failed in cracking it, because they have not read the rest of the options also. If they might have read the rest of the options, they have found Kanha National Park, and they have found Pitbora National Park, and one of the national park which is again near to Manas itself. Everyone has directly, without reading the rest of the options, yes, Manas National Park, they have directly dropped it, A, and everyone lost the game. Answer was Kanha National Park. That's why be patient. Try to understand the concept and try to give the best answer. Let it be delayed. Let the answer be delayed, but the right answers are required and unique answers are required. Got this point? Hope everyone understood the time calculation. Time calculation. No doubts in it. Hope everyone understood this, right? Hope everyone has got this and understood. Chalo. Now, we have understood how to calculate the time. If you are standing at 90 degree east and your friend is standing at 90 degree west, and no need to ask a time of your friend, you can just calculate 90, 90, 180, 180 into 4. You can calculate it as 720 minutes divided by 60. It is 12-hour difference. If it is 12 noon here, it will be 12 AM for your friend. No need to calculate it. Just ask your friend on which longitude he is present and say the time. Are you getting this? So through longitudes we can calculate the time, but the difficulty starts now. Difficulty starts now. What is the difficulty which would be starting? Is, for example, clear? So these are the world time zones which are divided. Done. India's standard time I will be explaining you now. That particular standard time you will understand it. So what is a standard time and what you will be understanding through this standard time, we will be discussing it. It is very simple. Like for example, if you see the India's longitudinal extent. Done. India's longitudinal extent is 68 degrees 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. India's longitudinal extent is 68 degree 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. What is the approx degree difference between both east and west phases of India? What is the degree difference? Yes, what is the degree difference? 30, approximately 29, 30. Let's assume it as 30. If we have 30 degree of difference, if they have 30 degree of difference, what is the time difference which these both portions have? What is the time difference with the, yes, absolutely 2 hours. For example, let's say there are two friends who are working in two banks. If it is 6 AM here, what is the time at Gujarat? If it is 6 AM in Arunachal Pradesh, what would be the time at Gujarat? If it is 6 AM at Arunachal Pradesh, what would be the time at Gujarat? 4 AM. Okay. So there are two friends. Assume this story. Just I am giving it as a like comedy perspective, you don't mention this in examination. Again, if you write this examination, UPSC will kick you out. For your better understanding, I am saying this, right? So there are two friends, one who lives at 97 degree 25 minute longitude, one friend who lives at 68 degrees 7 minute longitude. So 6 a.m. he has woke up for jogging and he has sent a message to him, good morning. He is still sleeping. He did not reply to him because he is in still in a sleeping phase. When it is 6 a.m. for him, he will send the good morning back to him. Then it would be 8 a.m. for him. Then he would be eating breakfast. Then he won't reply to that message. And after checking message, he asks him a question that did you had breakfast? He will not respond because he is in a jogging phase. And he will respond again at 8 a.m. that yes, I am having breakfast. What did you had? Then the time here would be 10. So by 10 he has moved to the bank to work. But still he is eating breakfast and waiting for the message reply. He, after reaching office, he has some busy schedule and he pings him back at 12 noon for him, which is 10 a.m. for him. If it is 12 noon, it is lunch for him. It is 10 a.m. office rush time for him. He will ask, yes, I had my breakfast. I am having my lunch now. What about you? Do you think he will ping back again? It is a office rush time. He won't ping again. Again, he pings back at 12. Then it is 2 p.m. for him, which is an office hour. If it is 12 here, it is 2 p.m. Again, he won't ping him. Again, he tends to ping at 4 p.m. while moving back to the home. Then it would be 2 p.m. for him. Do you think he would be pinging back? It is an office rush hour again. And again 4 p.m. when he reaches to home, he pings back. Then it would be 6 p.m. for him. He would be cutting vegetables in the kitchen. Done. So in this way, between two friends, if there are such kind of time differences, miscommunications, just I have given the example, miscommunications, time gaps. What is happening here? There is no communication at all. If it is good morning for him, it is sleeping time for him. Again, when it is good morning, it is breakfast time for him. When he is doing breakfast, he went to office. When he is in office, it is lunch time for him. So there is huge amount of time gap. 2 hours of time gap, lapsed time. So because of this lapsed time, what generally happens is, if there is miscommunication between these two people just because of the longitudinal difference, think about 140 crore population of India. Think about the transportation networks. Think about the communication networks. Think about the business transactions. Like you are flying the flight, you are catching the flight by 4 a.m. and you intimate your friend that you will be reaching at 6 a.m. and he will be waiting since 4 a.m. because it is already 6 a.m. for him. So in this way, huge amount of differences would be coming within one particular geographical region if we start calculating the time at every longitude. That's the reason why. Are you understanding this point? Are you understanding these difficulties? Harshita ma'am, have you understood this? So there are high amount of difficulties between two individuals. If there are difficulties, what about 140 crore population headed by the greatest prime minister as he thinks? How much difficulties he would be having delivering a speech in the parliament, delivering a speech in Bangladesh once, delivering a speech in Japan once. So to avoid these discontinuities, every country will maintain a standard time zone line. And that particular standard time zone line which is present, every country makes up its central longitude. India has made up its central longitude. Every country, we will discuss it later on. India has made up its central longitude 82.5 degree east longitude, which passes through near Allahabad region, that particular longitude as Indian Standard Time Zone line. Are you getting this point? So they have maintained one particular standard time zone line called as 82.5 degree Indian Standard Time Zone line. And let the friend number 1 be in Arunachal Pradesh, let the friend number 2 be in Gujarat, they have to follow the time of Indian Standard Time Zone line. So it is 1 hour advance for him and it is 1 hour delay for him. If it is 6 a.m. general calculation, it would be 5 a.m. it would be 4 a.m. here. But he is adjusting his time as 5 a.m. where he is losing 1 hour. Where he is adjusting 4 a.m. as 5 a.m. he is advancing his time. So every portion of it line, and he will go to gym exactly at 5 a.m. and he will go exactly to gym at 5 a.m. SBI Bank in Arunachal Pradesh opens at 10 a.m. here, 10 a.m. here, 10 a.m. here, if we follow Indian Standard Time Zone line. Are you getting this point? Yes, I'll get back to you, Veda. So, because 82.5 degree longitude which is present, why only that longitude is? Culturally, historically, politically, central longitude is Allahabad. See, 82.5 degree east longitude is central between these both 97 and 68. From 68 calculate 82.5, it is 15. 82.5 to 97.5, 15. Yes, Mirzapur, but for your better understanding, I have said it as Allahabad. Are you getting this point? Near to Prayagraj, as said by Yogi Adityanath, not me. It is Allahabad for me. Done. So why it is passing is, first of all, it is central longitude. Culturally, it is important. Every dimensional, culturally, politically, historically, Allahabad is important for us. That's why they have considered this longitude as very important longitude and they have designed this. Everyone clear with this point? Coming to the question of Kavamudi. If we follow one standard time zone line which is present, Greenwich Meridian line, if we follow that time, the time lapse, the longitudinal difference between, let's say, the longitudinal difference between this Gujarat and United Kingdom is 68 degree. Let's assume it as 60 degree itself. The time lapse is 4 hours. Already sun has raised here, but sun did not rise at 0 degree longitude. Sun, did it rise at 0 degree longitude? No. Sun is perpendicularly now on Gujarat. Here we have had sunrise and morning. But what we are doing, we are adjusting the time with Greenwich Meridian. Greenwich Meridian still, if it is 6 a.m. here, it is still 2 a.m. midnight over there. So, if we are adjusting the time towards that Greenwich Meridian or Pacific Ocean time, then we have to depend upon when the sun will come on United Kingdom, then we have to send good morning message. Until then we have to wait. Good morning is not that when sun rises for us. Good morning is that when sun rises for United Kingdom. Then again colonial rule comes. Again imperialism comes. So that's why every country, to avoid these confusions, they will maintain one standard time zone line for themselves. Got this point? And India had two before the independence. One was which was passing through Sikkim and Assam, which was called as Chai Bagan time zone line. Actually what is happening is, these nations, the states which are present, these states, they are losing 1 hour time. If you have observed, if they are calculating the time with Indian Standard Time Zone line, they are lapsing their time. Are you getting this point? Are you getting this point? They are lapsing their time. Here, have you got this? Here, if it is 5 am, then it also should be 5 am here and 5 am here. Here, already 5 am has happened, but they are waiting for the sun to reach here and they have set the time as 5 am. So here they are losing 1 hour daylight of time. Here they are using 1 hour daylight, they are losing 1 hour daylight of time. So that's the reason why Britishers, when they have entered India, when they have created huge administrative aspects, they were the people who have introduced plantation agriculture in India. Tea, coffee, all these plantation agricultures were brought by England or by Europeans. We can simply say it as Europeans. So they are required with the tea cultivations. Clear? They are required with the tea cultivations. So Britishers have planted tea gardens all along the Shivaliks until the Assam region, Darjeeling region. So for tea plantation to happen later on, when we see agricultural aspects, there we will be observing some climatic conditions which this tea plantation is required with. Early morning fog is very effective. After that fog, if we give plant like water to the plants, then effective maturity of the plants or leaves would be happening. But because of this losing of 1 hour time, the day light or the day aspect, 1 hour is lost for those particular people who are exclusively present in Assam and Sikkim, who are maintaining the standard time zone line with the IST. That's the reason why Britishers, they have maintained the second standard time zone line, which is called as Chai Bagan time zone line, to have advancement of 1 hour, to utilize that 1 hour in these tea plantations. But after the independence, India stopped that particular Chai Bagan time zone line. But later, after the 74 years of independence, again Northeastern Forum, they have kept this particular request to the parliament to start this Chai Bagan time zone line so that they can utilize the daylight very effectively. And the parliament has discussed on it, but variant discussion did not happen. Later on, there are high chances that they might discuss and they might create again the second standard time zone line. And if it would be created, then obviously it would be in news, and 100% you would be getting question on Chai Bagan time zone line. So from which states it passes, from which longitude it declares as Chai Bagan time zone line, still we don't know. Once they declare, we would be knowing. Mostly from Sikkim, Assam, Meghalaya region it would be passing, but once they declare, we will be understanding and we would be knowing regarding with it. Got this point? And it is not necessary that country has to maintain one standard time zone line. Multiple standard time zone lines like India, which India has maintained before the independence, any country can maintain. In such a way, USSR, it has maintained 11 standard time zone lines. The reason behind it is, if you see the Russia or USSR extension, somewhere around from 30° longitude to 180° longitudinal extension. So the Russia extends somewhere between 30° longitude to 180° longitudinal extension. What is the longitudinal difference? Yes, Harsha Mitra, please repeat your point. On which base culture? Yes, 150° longitudinal difference is there. So if you maintain one standard time zone line, between 30 to 180, you have to draw it exactly at 105, isn't it? You have to exactly fix the Russian standard time zone line at 105° longitude. After fixing 105 as Russian standard time zone line, we still have 78 degrees difference until the eastern corner of Russia and 75° difference until the western corner of Russia. It means somewhere around 10 hours of difference would be there. So for example, if it is 5 AM near to the Moscow, near the Russian standard time zone line, it would be 10 AM. And near to the end of the Russia, western margin of Russia, it would be 3 PM. So again, the same scene repeats. People who are in Moscow, they will say good morning, and people who are in Russian standard time zone line, they will say like, how do you have your breakfast? And people who are there in western Russia, they say good evening. So are you understanding this? There is a huge difference over here. So because of this huge difference, if they want to maintain that huge difference, like, you will be finished. In that particular large countries which have longer dimensions, these kind of stipulations don't work. Only one standard time zone line doesn't work for such kind of countries. Hence, USSR maintained 11 standard time zone lines earlier. But when it got disintegrated after the Cold War era, then now it is maintaining 9 standard time zone lines. China, it is maintaining 3 as of now. Canada, USA, 5 standard time zone lines. So number of standard time zone lines depends upon what is the breadth which it is having. What is the breadth which it is having? On that basis it would be depending upon. And it would be individualistic perspective of the country. No international convention is there. Now Sri Lanka can't come and say that we will maintain 10 standard time zone lines. If Sri Lanka starts maintaining 10 standard time zone lines, once we land in Sri Lanka, per every 10 minutes we have to change the time if it maintains. So there is no necessary in Sri Lanka because it is not elaborative. It is a small island in Indian Ocean. So that's the reason why it depends upon the country's longitudinal extent, that how many time zones it have to maintain. On that basis it would be depending upon. Yes, Harsha ji, IST on the basis of Y culture is 82.5 degree latitude, longitude. They have drawn it from Y only from Allahabad is because it is center longitude. Point number one. And also they have calculated that Allahabad is culturally important. Why? Because in those particular regions, Yamuna river joins with Ganga, where culturally it is very much important. The India's highest meet of population happens in Allahabad. Politically it is important, culturally every aspect it is important. That is the reason why it has been made upon with. Is it clear, Harsha ji? Next question. So as to not lose daytime, right sir? Yes, not to lose daytime, they are requesting to maintain the Chai Bagan time zone line. Most time zone lines, it is Russia which has 9 standard time zone lines. Veda ji, your question is, countries can decide their time zones or anyone will regulate? No one will regulate. Its country's wish and its country's like decision. As I have said, if Sri Lanka starts maintaining 10, then they will invest every money over there. The tea income which they would be generating. Sirisha ji, is there any minimum average longitudinal difference so that the country can maintain one or more standard? No such kind. Sri Lanka also can maintain, saying no. But why they will waste the time and invest the money? See, drawing a longitude on a piece of paper, this is not the standard time zone line, right? Observatory, every second calculation, every time movement, earth rotation, everything would be present over there. So investing such huge amount of money without any necessity is, we would be considering them as biggest fools on the planet. They would not do this. Generally they would not do. If they do, their zindagi aapki, marzi aapki. For different time zones within a country, is the reason daylight here as well? Yes, it is the reason. Simply, with a logic I can say, when the sun is reaching onto that particular longitude, that would be 12 noon. On that basis, we can set different standard time zone lines. So Russia, when the 12 noon would be there, on that basis they might have set the different standard time zone line. Generally we consider, right, when sun is above us it is 12 noon. On that basis they have considered. Got this point? Everyone clear with this? So most of the countries it depends. And if you see Canada, USA, China and USSR have many multiple standard time zone lines. Canada and USA maintains 5. And the USSR had 11 standard time zone lines. Now Russia it is maintaining 9. Now the concept of international dateline. Done. So just give me 1 minute time. So Tanush Kumar, the course would be like, first today we have started up with basics, latitudes, longitudes, international dateline. First we will start up with world physical geography. That is, first we will do geomorphology, then climatology, then oceanography. We will be doing in this particular aspects. Clear? First geomorphology, climatology and oceanography. Once you understand the world physical geography, in orientation class I have explained, then we will enter into Indian physical part. After Indian physical part is done, then we will discuss up with the economic geography of world and India and some contemporary aspects. In this way the course is going to be done. So totally somewhere around approximately 70 modules would be present, 1.5 for each. or if it would be 40 like 60 modules, then it would be 2 hours each. So somewhere around it would be designed in that way. 70 modules, 1.5 hour, 60 modules, 2 hours. So that depends. So half an hour here and there can be exceptional. Done. If so necessary, then a 2.5 3 hour long session can also be taken, as the faculty time management can be concerned. So in this way the course generally runs. Hope you might not be present in the orientation class which I have took. So in that I have explained it very clearly how the course runs and what are the topics we would be covering up. Yes, absolutely. As now I am saying, every aspect when we would be dealing, for example, let's say we are discussing about, I am explaining about the formation of Himalayas, I am explaining about the formation of Rockies, Andes mountains, or I am explaining about the Alps. So I'll be like saying you, as of now we have discussed the latitudes, different latitudes and the prime meridian. I have just made you to open the atlas and made you to mark the things. In this way every class would be having the map work, because it is not a separate section of geography, it is an inbuilt portion, it is an inbuilt portion of geography. So every class you have to bring the map, every class some or the other. How I will say today, did you saw Israel, there was an issue related with Israel, please mark Israel. And what are the countries bordering Israel, and what are the water bodies bordering Israel. I'll be saying in that way. There wouldn't be no separate class like map saying that please mark New Delhi, mark Chandigarh, mark Jaipur. This wouldn't be there. We would be having inbuilt nature of mapping in the lectures. Contemporary aspect along with the map based would be built in the lectures. Is this clear for everyone? Shall we move further? Chalo. So the 180 degree longitude which is present, that 180 degree longitude which is common for east longitudes and west longitudes, that is considered as international dateline. Why? What is the rotational phase of Earth? Earth rotates from west to east. And which hemisphere experiences the first sun of the day? Is it the western hemisphere which experiences, or is it the eastern hemisphere which experiences? Obviously eastern. And considering the eastern hemisphere experiencing the first sun rays of the day, what are the eastern nations which we have in Asia? It would be western. Sirisha ji, if you say west, I have to jump from top floor now. It is east. Japan, Russia, these nations, they would be receiving the first sun rays of the day. They would be receiving the first sun rays of the day. Assuming as Russia, why to disturb Japan? Already they are disturbed in world wars, so I am not disturbing Japan. Thinking Russia which is present, Russia will experience the first sun rays of the day. And let's assume, think the entire digital board as a world map which you can see in the atlas, thinking this portion as Russia. And what is the westernmost corner of the world? What is the westernmost corner of the world? USA. That is Alaska. Yes, Alaska. So, but as shown on the atlas or as shown on the map, do you think Alaska as a western corner and Russia as a eastern corner very far away from each other? No. This is Russia, this is Alaska. This is Russia, this is Alaska, which is just a longitude difference away. Which is just a longitude difference away. 4-minute difference away, according to the rotational speed of the Earth. It means if Russia is experiencing the daytime, the first sun rays of the day, the same sun rays which have fallen on Russia, to fall on Alaska, what is the time taken? The daylight, the sunlight which is falling on Russia this day, the same sunlight to fall in Alaska, what is the time taken? 4 minutes. See, I am moving my hands this much and at least concern should be 4 hours and you are saying 4 minutes, 8 hours. No. I am moving my hand from this corner to this corner and you are saying 4 minutes, 8 hours. You are giving all the discounts to me. It is 24 hours approx. the same day sun rays which are falling on Russia, that sun rays, if they are falling on Alaska, like for example, the 31st December sun rays which are falling on Russia, the 31st December rays to fall on Alaska, it takes 24 hours. 24 hours means there is 1 day difference. Let's say, if here we have 31st December in Russia, what would be present in Alaska? Just a longitude away. We would be having 30th December. If there is, if in Russia, if it is 31st December, yes, absolutely. 360 into 4, absolutely 1440, sir. 1440, ma'am. 1 day difference would be there. So approximately 360 into 4, 140 minutes, that gives somewhere around 24 hours, right? So if it is 31st December, here it would be 30th December. Everyone is accepting with this. Everyone is accepting with this. And here if it is 1st January, it would be 31st December over here. Are you accepting this, everyone? This place is 1 day back of this Russia. The eastern corner of the globe, if you consider, it is 1 day ahead of the western corner of the globe, which are just side to side, which are just located side by side, which are just located side by side. Everyone is agreeing with this point, right? So because of this date differences along one longitude, because of this date differences along one longitude is just 4 minutes away, we call this particular 180 degree longitude as international dateline. We call this particular longitude as international dateline. Everyone is understanding this concept, right? Everyone is understanding this point. सबको समझ में आ रहा है? नहीं आ रहा है तो पूछ लीजिए. People who are from northern states, अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो मैं हिंदी में भी एक्सप्लेन कर सकता हूँ. But conceptual clarity is very important. Are you understanding this? So there is a date difference. For example, here I'll take one particular example over here. For example, if I am citizen of Alaska, done. I have waited all along the year to celebrate 31st December, and it has been 30th December now. Still just I have to wait 1 day to celebrate 31st December. But as I have waited all the long way through the year, now I can't wait. The last 1 day I can't wait. So to celebrate the 31st December, what I can do, I can just cross the international dateline. I'll just enter into 31st December. So when I enter into 31st December, what has happened when I have moved from west to east of the international dateline? When I have moved west to east of the international dateline, what has happened? Sorry, when I have moved from east to west of the international dateline, what have happened? Directly I have entered into 31st December. Here I have lost 30th December in my life. I directly entered into 31st December. So when I am moving from east to west of international dateline, then I am losing a day, 30th December. And directly I am entering into 31st December. Are you getting this point, everyone? So let's take the reverse case. If I am citizen of Russia and I have celebrated my 31st December and I have entered into 1st January. Now I feel like celebrating the 31st December once again. Now what I can do? I'll just cross the international dateline now. I'll cross the international dateline. So again what happens? Again I'll enter into 31st December. So when I move from west to east of international dateline, I am having 1 day gain. I am repeating 31st December again in my life. So when we move west to east of international dateline, we have 1 day gain. When we move from east to west of international dateline, we have 1 day loss. And because of this day difference and date differences, this is considered as international dateline. This is considered as international dateline. Is this clear for everyone? Everyone, Please, everyone, is this clear? And this international dateline is not a single longitudinal line. Why? Because this international dateline, it passes 180-degree longitude, passes through Pacific Ocean, which is known for numerous number of volcanic islands. As it is known for numerous number of volcanic islands, let's assume if this international dateline passes through a small island, very small island, if international dateline passes through it, what happens? One part of island celebrates 31st December and one part of island celebrates, waits for the celebration. It means it is New Year for them, it is advance Happy New Year for them. Are you getting this? So you are getting confusion within the island due to these different dates. So that's why what they have did is, they have redrawn the international dateline in such a way that it has to only pass through maritime boundaries. So they have only made this 180-degree longitude. If there is any island, they have just adjusted that longitude and they have made it to pass through only maritime boundaries. That's the reason why 180-degree longitude would be bit in a zigzag way. It would be in a zigzag way. Any doubts on this? It would be in a zigzag way. Are you understanding this? So here, between this international dateline, the water body which is present, please mark that water body, that is Bering Strait. What is a strait? Strait is nothing but a narrow water passage which divides two land masses. This would be considered as a strait. Narrow water passage which divides two land masses, it is considered as strait. So Bering Strait divides Russia with Alaska or North America. How Pak Strait divides India with Sri Lanka, Bering Strait divides Russia with Alaska. Got this point clear for everyone? Is this clear? So this is Indian Standard Time Zone line. So why it is zigzag already I have explained, and international dateline. Is this clear for everyone until now? Any doubts on this? People who are live, any doubts on this? Anyone? If you don't know what A for apple is, also you can ask. But conceptual clarity is required. Unless you have conceptual clarity, cracking UPSC would be difficult, because once you clear with concept, content is available. In market, if you just go to stationery and ask, I want to become an IAS, he will just lift up the bundle and keep it in front of you. Read these books, aap IAS ban jayenge. Context is very much present in the market. Many materials, and being in the digital India era, many materials are present. But the point is conceptual clarity. Yes, either the soft copies or the hard copies would be provided by the institute. So within 1 or 2 days you will be getting it. Any more doubts? Yes, Harshita ji, you can ask your doubt. Yes, I'll explain, Sirisha ji. Just let me clear the doubt of Harshita ji. So yes, time calculation. For every 1 degree longitudinal rotation, Earth takes 4 minutes. For every 1 degree longitudinal rotation, Earth takes 4 minutes. So on the basis of degrees of longitude, if I say time at 60 degree east is some 10 AM. If I ask what is the time at 90 degree west, you have to take the difference between 60 and 90. What is the degree difference? It is 30 degree. So if it is 30 degree multiplied by 4, because 1 degree is equals to 4 minutes. We are converting the degree into time. So 30 degree into 4 minutes, 120 minutes. 120 minutes are nothing but 2 hours. So if we are taking 2 hours, the degree difference between 60 and 90 is 2 hours. So it is 10 AM at 60 degree east and the time at 90 degree east is 12 noon. We are adding 2 hours to the 10 AM. So in this way, on you derive the calculation of what is the degree difference of longitudes, that multiplied by 4, you will get number of hours. and either to add or subtract, it depends upon the point of question which they have asked. Is it a head or is it behind? If it is a head, add the time. If it is behind, subtract the time. Is it clear, Harshita ji? Sirisha ji, can you repeat concentric center? Yes. Latitudes are considered as concentric circles. Why? Because latitudes which are present. See, just I'll take an example. If this is the Earth's surface, the latitudes are horizontal imaginary lines. As we are seeing one phase of latitude, we are calling it as an imaginary line. But Earth is not a plane surface, right? Earth is a geoidal shaped structure. So these imaginary lines would be all around the Earth's surface. So every latitude which is present, let it be the equator, let it be the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, or let it be Arctic or Antarctic Circle, every point would be taken from the angular distance from the central portion of Earth. This is the central portion of Earth. From the central portion of Earth, 0 degree calculation, 0 degree equator, 23 degree calculation, Tropic of Cancer, 66 degree calculation, Arctic Circle, 90 degree calculation, North Pole. Have you got this? So every latitude has the same center. That's the reason why they are called as concentric circles as well, because they are having the same centers. If you know the basic mathematics, concentric circles, every time they would be having the same center. Clear? Thank you for watching this lecture. Thank you for attending this. Have an awesome day.